Hey everybody, Jem Schofield here with the C47 and another episode of Gearbox. So I know I said I wouldn't talk about the Michigan workshop anymore, but I do want to tell you guys that there are only 3 more spaces left. We're getting close to the end of the week, and last year, before the workshop happened, in the last week, we had about 5 or 6 people sign up. So if you're interested and you still want to take advantage of special pricing, I'm not going to put a link to it below the episode, but over in the What We're Doing section of the site, which is on the side there, you can link to it. Use the C47 if you want to get that special pricing. Also, this weekend, the Mew Shop workshop, and that one is from the 16th to the 18th. It's going to be a relatively small class this time, about 10 people. And that means a lot of time with the C300. If you still want to get into the class, there are spaces left. We try to keep it at under 15 or so. So there are a few spots, and you'll get a lot of time to learn about the C300. And we'll talk a little bit about the Mark III and the D800 and pluses and minuses that we know of, at least with those camera systems. And then have a lot of things like that nasty flag, which I think I'm going to show you guys tomorrow, because I have been using it and I do have a real world application for it, which I think everybody could use it for in a lot of different situations. So that'll be tomorrow's episode. And today I want to talk about a couple of things. One has to do with framing and composition. A lot of people ask me, especially when I'm teaching interview setups and how to shoot interviews. Is it okay to cut somebody's head off here? I'm kind of looking at the monitor as far as how tight I am. When you're going in tighter, or do you need to have a little bit of headroom? And for me personally, and it's subjective, I think it's more than okay. I think that as long as you are focusing on the person's eyes, as long as it is the type of interview or the type of narrative shot that you're going into a more intense shot, then cutting off somebody's head is not a problem for me. In fact, sometimes it looks a little weird to have a little bit of that headroom there when you're going in tight. And especially if you're floating the camera, that looks really good. Another thing that we kind of talk about, and it's important to recognize, is exactly what you're seeing here today. You'll see that I have a catch light, and it's pretty much hitting me as small, tiny catch lights in the center of my eyes, right there in the pupils. And what's happening here is I have a bounce light over there, which is going into a reflector, but it's almost directly in front of me, and it's also quite far away. So the further away, just like the sun, that light source is, the smaller it's going to be. It's going to look like a little spotlight. So we like to raise that light up and maybe bring it in a little bit closer within comfort for talent. But that is a more attractive look than this, which is not as bad as having that situation where you have that red eye situation, when the flash goes off or something like that. But it's still not very attractive. So that's what I've got for you. Nasty flag tomorrow for the last episode. A lot of new stuff coming into the shop pre-NAB. In fact, hopefully I'll have a new rig for the C300 at this weekend's workshop, and have at least 1 or 2 for the workshop in Michigan. That's what I've got for you, and I'll see you guys next time on Gearbox.